Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. It is October 5th, 2025, and I got some messages for you. So the curator's team is talking about a death certificate. There's something about California and an assassin. These masculines really dislike a particular feminine. There's something about Jerusalem. These guys are talking about an immigrant. Later in the near the end of this transmission, they were talking about the Welton assignments. The Welton assignments are for Border Patrol agents in Welton, Arizona, which these ones were also talking about Arizona. It sounds to me like they're using Border Patrol agents in Arizona to go round up these targets, you know, whether they were born in America, American citizens. It's like they're, you know, they're preparing death certificates, and this is their job, I suppose. Somebody's upset. They did not sound very happy about what they got themselves wrapped up in. So they're talking about an immigrant, these guys. There's something about Jerusalem and a hatred of a particular feminine. This curator was talking as though he was being accused of bastardizing everybody. He was doing away with families and family trees and generational wealth, and they were siphoning it all, you know, while everybody else was becoming a bastard. These masculines are talking about something being inclusive, which is creating an environment where everyone feels respected, valued, and has equal opportunity to participate fully, regardless of their background, identity, or characteristics. It's based in respect and value, with equal access, eliminating barriers, and a sense of a genuine belonging. Accommodation. Inclusion versus integration. Now, integration is the physical presence of individuals or groups into a larger society, while their distinct identities might still be separate or segregated. And we see this a lot now, even in the political field. We see people of a different ethnicity or birthplace, perhaps, that are integrated, and yet they're still very much loyal to their religious ideologies or their sense of right and wrong, acceptable and not acceptable. So they're here integrated, and yet they're not really functioning in an inclusive manner. Inclusion goes further than integration, ensuring that individuals are not just present, but are fully accepted and respected, valued, with equal power and opportunity. So these ones were doing integration, you know, that's what their modus operandi was. But this new chapter appears to be sort of flowing into a more inclusive state. An inclusive approach is about making sure no one is left out and that everyone has a meaningful role to play in society. There are many threats to society right now that are involved in the integration thing. You know, people want to come and integrate, but they don't want to be inclusive and embrace or respect others and their views especially if they were here first or whatever, you know. It's crazy. So those who integrate have the intention of overcoming and then taking over and dominating rather than being inclusive. Again, they were talking about a woman needing medicine. And then they mentioned a name, Rebecca. And another masculine also spoke of medicine. So it could be that Rebecca is a copycat they want to use to replace somebody, this dignitary magistrate. They just despise her. They've been discussing medicines and dental records. A masculine is asking another masculine if they will recognize her. There's something about a natural disaster, and these masculines are saying that she doesn't have a clue what's going to happen. If it's a natural disaster, they wouldn't know either. So it's not natural. One masculine is talking about derogatory words or something being derogatory. Derogatory is showing a disrespectful attitude, a low opinion used to detract from someone else's character. It's harmful and offensive and intended to insult, demean, and humiliate. These mean masculines always refer to every woman as a prostitute, a slave, and they are incredibly accustomed to devaluing the idea of mother in all of her aspects and ages. Something has been redacted. So there's somebody out there trying to, it appears, submit some kind of documentation, a court thing. They want to file a grievance, a complaint, accusation, but apparently in their paperwork, they were very derogatory with their language. So their boss or whoever it was that was approving this message, their message had them redact all of this derogatory language because they're just showing who they really are, and they're supposed to be speaking proper words so that they can maintain their image. You know, when they become authentic and transparent, you can see that, you can see what it is. So they have to hide. So their publisher had to make some edits. Madness sometimes radiates over her, a masculine stated. Well, I wonder why that would be. Okay. I had a visual, screen of a black and green pattern, sort of like the Matrix computer screen with neon green, what looked to be like raindrops sort of streaking down a window in the rain, but they were neon green on a black screen. These masculines are talking about maintenance. They're talking about an outsider. Somebody who they don't feel belongs or fits in with their group, organization, or community. And whoever this outsider is probably doesn't like them too much either. Somebody is paranoid. They've been getting away with a lot of shady stuff. They had it worked out to where it was a real good hidden scam full of illusions. So they really mastered it. But now somebody is paranoid because an outsider has joined a new family and they have information. Houses. They're talking about houses. One of these masculines mentioned Washington and an energizer, a supercharger, a star, a healer. They're talking about transmitter receiver, which is what I call the original organic human being, a communication device or organism of the divine, of Mother, Father, God, Goddess. They're talking about pictures, and there's something about a leader and being happy. They're talking about how a few days ago he made her coffee, and somebody asked about drugs. And another person stated that she was the only person that. So they made her coffee, they put drugs in her coffee, and she was the only one who wasn't affected by it. They're trying to... These are crazy psychic stalkers. They stalk people in the astral realms, innocent beings. They give them coffee, pretending to be friends, but there's drugs in it and poison. These crazy psychic stalkers are talking about prostitution and artificial intelligence. And again, they're saying that a feminine target needs medicine. They're very happy about this because they feel that they own medicine and that there's something in there that they feel they can use as a bridge or a connection. If it's in this feminine, then they have access to whatever timeline or dimensional system she is in, they think. But God probably has a solution. Now, in my thinking, this headspace needs to be a safe space. And it's not normal for people to go around thinking of themselves as having little to no value. It's not normal for people to be treated in such a manner. These are entities in a man's suit using a man voice, but they're not fully human. They enslave humans and breed with them in order to improve their own genetics and take over their spiritual wealth and inheritance and connections, to destroy their link and their family that is, God related, filled with the energy of the sun. They want to destroy and exterminate bloodlines and family lines. And that's exactly what they did by interbreeding and then claiming and then destroying their mental body and their idea about their value with their abuse. People deserve the right to feel comfortable and know that they aren't being hunted every moment of every day, threatened by invisible masculines who aren't really human. The new foundation keepers deserve to know and need to know that these types of things are happening in the mental bodies of those people on the foundation, and why these things are going through their mental bodies so that they can manage any interferences. When a woman or a man are consistently woken at midnight and then kept awake for several hours by these masculines unseen, who using their room, their mind, as a meeting house, it's simply not okay. And the people or person or people who are woken up and having to endure this interruption of sleep, of rest, of safety, solitude, the sacred space, and the protective space that these ones consistently interfere in. These people who are awoken, they deserve to talk about it. These things that they're forced to endure in the midnight hour. This is part of their life. It's their testimony. And just because it's coming from invisible men who like to operate in secret, doesn't mean anything other than people have the freedom to discuss what's happening to them. Okay, well, I'm going to have to kill some flies. I'm pretty damn sick of it. bastard. God damn it. Did you see that? They're everywhere. I had friends over the other day and they smoke. So they went outside and they left the patio door open and I got all these freaking flies. No. Such a pain. Anyhow, sorry about that. I'm going to go on a hunt later. All right, where were we? Okay, so waking you up in the middle of the night and then keeping you awake until 3, 4, 4:30 in the morning. Having a fancy meeting in your house. Threatening, planning, strategizing what you got going on and what your habitual patterning is so that they can try to interfere. Like I mentioned, if these ones don't want a sleeper who is now awake to speak of their waking dreams, then they ought to find a different meeting house. You know, make a shift in these meeting places. I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here, and I will see you on the next one, everybody.